Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome for the first time. I do hope that you will stick around and just join me while we have fun together. I've got a few shares to show you before we start playing with them. So, Amy and me, we are so in tune. She's one of my very dear friends. And we've been friends. I've been friends longer with her in the junk journaling world since we met than any other person. So she really is one of my besties. I love her so much. And we both created a bee journal at the same time because we very often think alike, which is weird. Sometimes we'll go to upload a video and then once it's done we'll see the other person uploaded straight away and we're working with a similar thing. And so yeah, that happens so much, it's funny. But yeah, she's made a lovely bee kit. And so we have this one, page 1, 2, this is 3, and the images are just so lovely, and she's got some lovely bees and that they really are beautiful. 4, and you can see in this picture there's the hives there, and so you can see the beehives and the bees in the background. She's got this lovely one. I love her and these flowers, they're absolutely stunning. And then there's this one, which is really lovely. If you can see on camera, it's like an overlay of script, which I really love. This one. And then this is the ephemera page. You've got a lovely big tag, pocket, 2 more tags, and 3 tickets. So that is lovely. So that is just called Bee Journal. This is her watercolour doodles kit, which is just fabulous. I love this. This is like a fabric, I think, that she's scanned in. And then we have her beautiful watercolour doodlings, which she's just brilliant. We've got this lovely big image here, a nice tag and a butterfly. We've got some lovely journaling cards and tags. So we've got those tags and these 3 journaling cards. Then we have these massive big tags, the journaling cards, and like a butterfly circle to cut out. And then this fabulous massive pocket that, yeah, it's brilliant and it's huge. So yeah, that is her watercolour doodles kit. And then this is my new bee in a bonnet kit. So we've got various big pages like where I've done honeycomb and bees and whatnot. I've got this lovely little hive and they're all gathered around. This one, I've got it upside down. This one, I've done I think 3 of these type, right, where I've took a like watercolour of like a landscape, faded it right down like and done a vignette effect, so it fades out to nothing, you know. And then added like bees all over the flora that is around. And then we have this one. All you want is bees and honey at Hastings. And yeah, who wouldn't? And another honey label. A little honeycomb there. And the flowers. And they've all got bees around. This page I just enlarged what was like one of those like scientific plate things, blew it up in big time, just cut off a portion of it and then lightened it and that, you know, so that it's like you can still write on this page and everything, but you've got the bees in the background. And this one got some nice bees on here, and this was like a postcard. And there's this page that, so in your book will be like that and that, or just, yeah, tearing them out, collaging with them. There's lots of different elements there. This one, I just thought it'd make a wicked centre signature. I just loved it. So yeah, I wanted to leave it as it was and just stretch it out. I didn't want to play around with it or anything because I just love it. I don't know why, but it really sung to me. So I thought, I'll have that as a page and it'd be a good centre signature. Here again is another one of those landscapes, and we've got the bees all over the floral, the flowers everywhere. We've got a couple of matching little honeycombs there with the bees and the flowers. I just thought it looked nice in a page. And this is the last one of those landscapes with the added bees and that. And then we've got some journaling cards and a thing, that image again that you could fussy cut out. We've got a pocket and an envelope, and that's got that lovely beehive on. And there's the honey label from the page. Right, these are actual cigarette cards. So let me just show you. I've got a couple here. So here they are. That's that one, right? So yeah, I've got a big collection of them. So what I've done was I scanned 9 of them, so because that's what fitted a page, and then I've gone in, because these are the flowers. This collection was Britain's Wild Flowers, and they came with packs of John Player Special cigarettes back in the day, when people still thought it was cool to smoke, and the companies would give you collectible stuff to make you smoke more cigarettes and buy more, because you was giving the cards to your kids, and kids wanted to stick them all in a book. I was that kid, making my dad buy more packs of John Player Specials. But I didn't have these from when I was a kid. I got these from a man that just sells them, which was lucky, but I did collect all them when I was a kid, and paper match books, you know, collected them as well. But anyway, I was digressing there. I've gone in after I scanned them, and each image I've added bees to all the flowers. So there's like a couple of bees on there, there's one on there, and that. And so yeah, every card now has got a bee. So it's not like the original without, it's been added to by me. And then we've got these different kinds of, that's the drawing I was talking about, that's I've blown up and faded and took part of it as to be a page. And these are kind of like similar scientific kind of looking photos or drawings, so that's them. And then this is our final page of, oh, I don't know what that was, of ephemera. And so that's that part of that page again. We've got 2 big tags here and this journaling card, and I'll come to that in a minute. And then added on, just because I thought I use them a lot, so I thought, oh, I'll just tag this on, because it's loads of sort of sayings and that, or not sayings. I've got words, a couple of sentences, and then I've done like, be wonderful, be yourself, be kind, and all using like 2 E's for like the bees, you know. I've spelt believe with 2 E's, that's why I said it like that and not just believe. I don't say it like that all the time. But yeah, there's other words like love, wonder, hope, joy, nature. And yeah, be outside, be magical, be brave, be silly, all sorts of different ones. Bees, be fantastic. Oh, we've got nature is proof that magic is real. Be outside, I said that. Be the best that you can be, live your dreams. Be lovely, believe in yourself, to be or not to be. And so yeah, and then love life, love nature, love yourself. Yeah, all bits, be amazing. And then, so that is that. But then if you go over to my coffee page, ain't got part of no money or nothing, this is the add-on that is in the freebie section over there. So you can hop over there. We've got a nice big bee there and some honeycomb and this lovely pot of honey. You can pop over there and yeah, you can just download this for free. Well, you ain't even got to click anything, like if you're worried about downloads. Right click, go into the freebie folder, pull up this one, right click and save a copy, you know, that's all you've got to do. And yeah, like I said, you haven't got to part with any money or anything like that. You haven't got to subscribe to or follow me on it. So that is those 3 kits, 2 from Amy and 1 from me. And so let's get started on doing something. Right, so I've been working on a few of these ordered notebooks. So I've cut this page in half and I've rounded the corners. Well, it's not exactly half. There's like, I cut it in half and then I cut off a bit more of each one. But I thought, oh, you don't want to watch me playing about with me cutter and squeaking all over the place. So I've done that already, even though we will have to cut out things in a bit. But yeah, I thought we'd just jump right in. I'm using the Tim Holtz Wild Honey on here, because why not? Rather, I was going to just go round with the vintage photo like I normally do, but yeah, I thought no, use the honey, because we've got the lovely big honey pot, so that's what we're doing. So I hope you're all keeping well. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here, helping my channel to grow and that, going over and claiming your free pages out of the freebie folder. I really do appreciate everybody. And yeah, of course I've done like a maybe six or seven kits. I'm not sure at the time of this going, because I am working, well, I've just finished another one, but I'll wait until like next week or something to put it up there, because yeah, I've literally just put this one up a couple of days ago. But yeah, people that have been buying my kits and giving me lovely feedback, it's been so encouraging, it really has. And yeah, it means the absolute world to me. So that's why I wanted to start doing freebies, just to show my gratitude. I did look at upgrading on that coffee website, but the functions wasn't what I wanted. Like, you can have folders where if someone gives you money, they unlock exclusive pages. But I want everyone to be able to unlock these pages, because let's face it, the only people that's looking at it and getting these pages are you subscribers, you know, people that are here. And so I want you all to have the freebies, not just people that part with money, you know. I don't think that's fair, because what I get in return is the joy that I have when I'm doing this. Right, I've got to turn the paper over, because this glue is so sticky, it'll just tear off, or like the paper. And I don't use well, nearly well then, I don't use rubbish paper. Oh dear. But yeah, it's just the glue, it's extra strong, so I'll try and not put anything where I've just put it. That's why I'm putting half on here at a time, because I do want to get it, I don't want to get enough glue on it. But right, let's see, so that was that way. But yeah, so I'm nearly, like Jamie was talking me into upgrading, but I haven't, because I thought I don't want anyone having to feel like, oh, there's another folder with better add-ons that we can't have, you know. So no, that won't going to happen, so we're not doing that now. Right, I really like that on there. I'm thinking I am going to make a journal with this kit as well, and this from Amy's kit on the first page will be just perfect. So what fantastic timing and that. I'm really, it's perfect that we can use them both together. Right, so I want to create a background for the front and the back before we do any pockets. So let's grab these again. Right, so I'm thinking I'm going to have this one from Amy's kit in the front, and then this one from mine in the back. And because this is up here, so you can still see like bee culture when I've cut. So let's see. So it'll sit like that. I'll just grab a pencil and probably about there. I might have to take a little bit more off, but I'm thinking that, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm thinking it'd be cool, but let's see. Yeah, tie me around the corners. Cool. Right, so that is that bit. So, right. Here, this it's easy at the back because I've got, I just got to cut down that bit. Right. I might need to take a little tiny bit more off of there. Right. Oh, okay. Right, and so, let's just double check. This will be the back. Does it fit? Oh no, I do need to take a bit more off. Right. Let's see. And that should be fine now. Yep, perfect. Right, so yeah, I hope you've all been keeping all good. And I don't recall the answer. Oh, it just fell out. There it is. Yeah. Before. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've put it on now. I was going to do a different closure on this one. I've only just remembered though. But I've stuck that on now. So we won't do it on this one. We'll do it on another one, different day. But yeah, I've done it before on all of notebooks, where you just cut your bit of, I was going to cut a bit of black card and then stick it to that, just like do a little spine, and so it comes round and it closes here. But I forgot about that. Good job. I've ordered some more, what you call them? I've ordered some more textbooks, that's it. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, I've got some more coming later today because this is my last one that I'm using now, and I do like to have a little supply of them because I just think they're nice little Happy Mail things. They're nice, yeah, little, much much cheaper for someone than buying like a whole journal, because when I list them, I only list them as like £6. And then, so you've got a nice textbook and lots of ephemera that you can put in a journal and things like that. So, yeah, I think they're a little bargain, really, because I try and keep the cost down as much as possible. And so, yeah, they're a nice little fun thing to buy that's not going to leave you out of pocket. And then I think as well, because I do this to my own notebooks that I use, and I'm an avid note taker and list maker as well. Trust me, my my Christmas traveller's notebook style thingy, right, that I use every year, I always end up having to put more elastics. Like, it's got a couple of elastics, but then you can put, if you take another elastic, you can fit 2 more books into one elastic, so then you've got 3 on one elastic, and which is what I do. So I end up having 6 different little traveller notebooks because I write lists all the time. And so, yeah, that, like, aside from my Christmas ones that I do in ones I make special, because I've got a really lovely cover that I made myself a few years back, and I'd always use the same one each year because it's gorgeous. And I look forward to getting it out. Like when the nights start drawing in and it starts getting cold, I'm like, right, I've got to get out my lovely cover and make me new notebooks so that I can write all my lists in there. But yeah, at other times of the year, I like to use notebooks like this, like either that I make myself or that sometimes I've been lucky enough to have them gifted to me. And yeah, it's just lovely that you have, oh, that's wonky badly. Oh, this glue's so good, I don't think I'll get it up again. Oh yeah, I will. Right, I'm going to go from this edge. Right. Right, that's a little bit better. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah. Right. And just getting that in there. Right, I like that. And then I'm going to have a pocket, but you can still see all this up here, and it's very gorgeous. So I've been around this, haven't I? Yeah, while we was chatting. Right. And where is it? There it is. And so yeah, I like having a pretty notebook, like the way I have pretty pens and pencils and things, like with animals and whatnot on. I'm just like that, or with bits of fluff on. Anything really. And yeah, because I find it inspirational to work with things that I think are pretty, you know. I think it creates a much more creative mind if you surround yourself and use things that you love, you know, which is why I keep things in little things like this, and glass jars with lids and that, as you've seen, and vases that belonged to me nan and stuff. I use them all, not so much while I'm here because they're still packed away. I haven't got room on this little desk to have out what I would normally use, you know, so I'm storing some things differently for the time being. But when I get my little studio in the garden, I will be able to have all my beautiful things out again. But in the meantime, just having some things that really inspire you, I think, yeah, I think it's really positive and really good for you. Right, so I want to make a nice pocket in the front, and I'm thinking of using this journaling card and some of this corrugated floppy cardboard. It's you can see the circle. It was what was stacked in between plates while they was in the box being bought, because like to stop them breaking. And I think it was my daughter. Yeah, it was my daughter. She needed plates for Christmas because we was having it at her house. You might remember I moved. I talk about it all the time. I moved, and so because I moved, we didn't know when we was going to be moving. We arranged Christmas at her house instead of mine. Oh, and a good job too, because we ended up moving night before Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve, or the day before rather. Yeah, Christmas Eve was when we moved. And oh dear, yeah, you can imagine if I'd been planning Christmas at my own house when all that, and then just get told spur of the moment, you got to move this week, which is what they literally did to us. Got to move this week. There weren't no arguments, no negotiation. That was when it was going to be. So yeah, we was having Christmas at my daughter's, and there's only her and her 2 very small children, and so actually I'm going to use the vintage photo for this. Yeah, so she didn't have enough plates for all of us. She had 1 set of dinner plates, and there was more of us than the 6 in her set that she had. So I bought some more for Christmas for her house, and yeah, these was in between. And as soon as she opened the box, and there was these battered up pieces of cardboard. Well, we call it cardboard, but look how soft it is. You know, it's not rigid at all. But yeah, as soon as she opened the box and I took the first plate out, and there was this in between, I was like, oh, can I have that? And the kids they just laugh at me, because they're like, surely no one else gets excited about the packaging. And I keep saying, you should watch YouTube. I can assure you that it's not just me. There's loads of us all over the world doing the exact same thing. And they're like, yeah, Mum. No, there ain't. Right, so I didn't stick this straight in because I thought I want to do, I don't know where that bit of silver stuff come from. I want to do a bit of, I'm going to put them down there, and I've only just got them out. I want them. I want to decorate it a little bit, and one of my thoughts was to set an eyelet up here. And the card is so kind of like thin. It's a bit like punching fabric, you know. But yeah, that's why it will need an eyelet, because I thought I just got out my trims, because I wasn't sure if I wanted something like coming out at the bottom, but I don't think so now. Like, where's that yellow gone? Oh, it is, I dropped it. It's lovely yellow and this black banana yarn. And so I thought, let's see, maybe it's not that long, but I'm gonna halve it, because with, right, that's it, right, there we are. I'll put that over there, because we're working with bees and everything. I thought a bit of black and yellow might be nice. Oh, and a little bit of this, and just thread it through how we would a tag. Oh, I don't want to tear this card, because it's so delicate. But yeah, I don't know how old it is or that, but yeah, we only got it at Christmas, but I don't know how long that set of plates had been sitting in that shop. Because it just feels like really old. I don't know, like it's weird. Right, I need to trim that lumpy bit off there. Oops. And maybe trim that one a little bit. And yeah, it'll sort of be more down. Actually, oh, I'm not sure now whether I want to stick something in there, like a decorative eyelet. And I didn't need to punch that hole for that, but then just have it like that. I think I prefer that. So I'm just rubbing. And when I was talking about pretty things, this is where we've got our split pins. That's it. Right, there we are. Just don't like that. And yeah, just complete unnecessary use of crystal to keep your brads and bobby pins and whatnot in there. But yeah, I find that it's beneficial to me and my state of mind to have lovely things around me and try and have my home, keep my home lovely too, you know, which was why I was so devastated when I moved. And it was, one, I didn't have a craft room, and two, it was really horrible. And yeah, for the first few nights I was just crying. I know it sounds silly, but I was just crying because it seemed so much to do. I thought, it's just going to be horrible for ages. But lucky for me, I've got sons that were willing to do stuff. I've got my partner, Jamie, even though we don't live together, he came over and done the kitchen while my son was like starting on the living room and that. And so yeah, it got the painting downstairs got done pretty quick. Although I'm saying that, there is still some to do, because the hallway behind me that and that goes up the stairs into the little bathroom, that all still needs doing. We was my son was going to do it at lockdown, but then my youngest daughter came to stay with the children, and so he didn't think we should be painting like with the children around and the fumes. So yeah, he hasn't done that yet, so we're still waiting to do that. Right, I'm doing all this. I got out this image, didn't I, to put on here. So let's quickly cut that off. Hang on, where's the other scissors? There they are. Right, so I wanted this image stuck on there. Oh, hang on, let me bring it up there, because then I know I've definitely got a straight edge that I'm working off. Or have I? Don't look straight at all. That's better. And just this last side, and then I'll load it up, see if I have kind of done it straight all the way around. Yeah. And I want that on there. So I need to round these corners and then look at it again. I might have to take a little bit more off of this image. I'm going to go round it with the wild honey because it's gorgeous. And I'm going to move some of these things out of my way. That's got to stay up here because of the glue in. And that can go there. Right. Okay, so I wanted this in there, didn't I? And I've got to put some glue so that they stay down like that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of CraftyCat under there. There we are. And yeah, once it dries, that'll just keep them where I wanted them. Just get that under there first. Right. Okay, so that's that, and it's going to go there, but we want our image. I might take a bit more off of that. It would have been fine if I hadn't stuck that thing on, but I really was, I don't know, inspired to do that. So I did. I needed it to be a little bit shorter as well. Right, let's try this for size. That's better. That is better. Let's see. I can always lift the brad and tuck that top corner under a little bit if I need to. I might just, I might need to, but yeah, that will now easily sit, because I didn't want it lopsided. It will easily sit there. Right, I need to quickly ink around it with this. Oh, there it is. It had rolled right towards me. So yeah, just going round. Yeah, I love this colour. I was messing around with colours, because when it first came I thought, oh, it's orange, and I've already got an orange, and I'd imagined it different. But once it went onto the paper, especially I was using yellow, orange and this wild honey, you could really see the difference, and I loved it. So yeah, this one is, I think, is my newest one. I try and like maybe one each month, or maybe every, I was doing it like that, once each month I would buy a new ink in a colour that I wanted. But I'm going to stick this to this with this because it's a corrugated surface, so I'm thinking it probably would be better to stick it to it with this instead of the glue stick. So get that like that. And I'm adding a bit more than I normally would because of the grooves. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to treat myself before I moved, like maybe once a month to a new ink, but then I hadn't done that for a while, and then yeah, because every penny I've been having has been going on trying to get the house straight. We needed different furniture because we had different needs, and I didn't have nowhere to put all of my stuff. I couldn't unpack because of, just didn't have nowhere for it all to go. So yeah, we had to buy storage so that I could store stuff in a different way in this room than how I'd had it before in my old craft room. So yeah, I didn't have any spare pennies, but yeah, we're still decorating. We've still got to get carpet for the hall and the stairs, and upstairs hasn't even been started on. So yeah, my bedroom, the only thing brightening it up is some of Ruby over at Little Books, her bunting that she does, and her tassels. I won some in a one of her giveaways before, and I thought, no, I am not living, eating, sleeping in somewhere that's going to be horrible for ages, because we're having to save up and do it bit by bit. So I thought, no, what I'm going to do is just put some of them up, and then it'd be nice. Right, so I'm pleased with how that's turned out, and we can still see the lovely bee culture bit there. Right, now in the back here, I'm not sure. Oh, we could use another bit of this. I think I've got a better bit than this beat up bit. And yeah, we'll stick something else on. We'll do it similar to this, but yeah, not the same. So let me just grab another bit of that. Right, so I was having a little try, and I was thinking maybe Amy's pocket like this or something. I have got more of this stuff. I've got another sheet there. But then while looking for that, I found this cover that I kept. Like you do, the junk that we've got. And I thought I could put it there, and if I reprint this image, I can have that bit on there. So that's what I've done. I've grabbed this. I've just run upstairs and printed it, so I've not trimmed it or nothing yet. And so, oh, sorry, I need to get the edges off. and then we'll know where we can go up to, like, well, it's just the bottom bit that I've got to snip off. These 3 images that are in the bottom. So let's get the edge off, and yeah, just under the line of honey there. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Roll this out of the way. And right, I thought having that and this, obviously I've got to trim it a little bit more. As we can see, I've got to take edges off. And so I'll go up as close to this barrel of honey as I can without losing any of it. And here I probably will have to lose a bit of that bread. Oh no, I won't. So I'm going to have it on like that, and I'm going to round the corners at the bottom, and then we can ink it up, and we're all good to go. And then we can just start making ephemera. This one, I'm sort of feeling it being a lot more playful than, say, what is it? This one, like, I've used more sort of like, that's like the second page in this big kit, and then I've used like the faux fabrics on the inside, and I've already started putting some ephemera in of Amy's and of mine and that, but yeah, this one feels more adult, more sensible, whereas this one with like the cartoony kind of imagery feels quite playful to me. But I probably don't make any sense to anyone else, but you know, some work you get just the vibe and the way that you go through and do what you do. And yeah, sometimes they're more playful and whimsical, and sometimes like you're doing something that's either like a journal based on like a story with like a serious issue, or you're wanting it to look like proper old and just old stuff, and so you wouldn't make it like with this kind of imagery. If you was trying to make something old, would look old, you'd use more traditional images and that. So yeah, I'm going to have that on there like that, and I really like that. Or the other option is to have that tawny bit at the bottom. Let's see with our image. Right, I need to round the corners. I know I haven't inked them yet, but I will. But yeah, I'm just getting a feel now of how we want, whether we want to be like that with them just peeking out of the bottom, or with the raggedy at the top, raggedy edge. I'm thinking the bottom now. I think it fits better like that. So that is what I'm going to do. Actually, before I do it, I'll stick the image on and yeah, see what other things I want to do to it before we stick it in. Oops. Right. So, oh, and I didn't ink quickly. Oh, what a nightmare am I. Right, I will blend that bit where it went too much. Over that corner. Right. Where's the other end of that? And if I add a bit more to the thing instead, like that, yeah, that's better. I might do that over here as well, and then just blend it out a bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. sorry, was I doing that on camera or not? Right, so that is going to sit like that now. Yep, I like it. So, I'm not sure if I wanted. I grabbed out this, these leaves. See if I wanted them somewhere on here. But, I don't think they need it. I think that's fine as it is. And the crinkly bottom is good. Oh, how the crinkly bottom. Oh dear. Right. So there it goes. Just get that over a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I really like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm just getting it level. Level, yeah, that's better. Right, so we've got our pockets done and our covers. Now, that orange has got right up here as well. Not to worry, we can save it because I haven't done a pocket or nothing on the back yet, have I? So I could do a full length kind of tuck here, just to tuck in a bookmark or something like that. So, because yeah, that don't look like it's going to blend out well at all unless, yeah, I just start playing around. Like that. Right. Yeah, I don't mind that. Right, and I want to get a little bit of something darker, but just a tad. And I'm trying to think. I thought I had a stencil, but I don't think I have, because I was looking the other day. So I know I've got a die like that maybe I could attach up there, because yeah, a pocket on this outside like that. Let me just get the ink off of the textbook. That's it. And there, where I've gone around. Okay, so that's our back and that's our front. So I'm thinking, yeah, I might cut one out and see how it looks. Right, so I've cut a piece out of a brown paper bag, and I like how it's come out. Right, yeah, that's not sticky. And that will be that. I'm gonna put a bit more ink on it, and I'm gonna cut it in two, so I can put another bit somewhere else. And if I did want a stencil, I could always use a cut out bit of this, couldn't I? Because it does the exact same thing as a stencil. So yeah, if I wanted to stencil, I could now. I've just thought, I didn't think of that. Right, I've got to remember where I'm going. And I don't cut there, we'll cut here. And here. And that one should take it apart. Oh, a little snip we need, sorry. Right, sorry for the interruption, that was just my phone. I've gone over this with a bit of tea dye. And let's see, I've cut it in half, or I've cut it in two pieces. I was thinking something like that there, or maybe the bigger bit. Let's have a look. going across and coming on to the black, like coming off. Yeah, I kind of like that. This needs a bit of trimming still, because I don't want that bit or those bits, but the other bits are cool. And that needs a little bit going that way and that way. And so, this end one, that can do with a little trim. There's a tiny little bit there that's not supposed to be. That's it, right. And now I think that's too thin. I don't like that at all. I'm going to cut that edge off as well. Right. I'm happy with that now. And so yeah, I was thinking of it going a bit like that. Or maybe the other way. Yeah. So we'll just get some glue. Oh. Right, we've got some glue, but I've just ripped a bit. I can just stick it back together once I get it down, just going in the right direction to not. Right, and just move it slightly. That's it. Right, there we go. I like that. Yeah, I do like that. And so I don't think I'm going to put, I don't think that bloody glue. Oh, sorry. But yeah, that glue, it's so good, and yeah, a nightmare for me. Because I just keep ending up sticking things that I don't want to stick together. Right, I'm going to put him over there with his lid on. Get rid of those. And so we want to start making bits and bobs, and yeah, for our front and back pockets. But yeah, I don't want one on the back cover, so I'm going to grab a couple of little bits, and then we'll do our ephemera for our little notebooks. Right, so sorry for the disruption. I had a phone call, and then straight afterwards I had another phone call, and they was both quite lengthy. So in that time I took the time to cut out my ephemera and Amy's ephemera as well, right? And this pile is like the more whimsical kind of these kind of bits. Oh, and that one belongs on this pile. This pile is more like the sciencey kind of plates that you get for bees and things. So that's that one. And then I've got a pile of my little cigarette cards. And so what I've got to back them, because it's all like nature-y with our bees, I've got some of Amy's green paper. I've got paper from a shopping bag, and I've got 2 pages from my Mocha and Chai digi kit, and so we can back everything with those. I could have just run them through the printer again and put printed on the back, but I don't want them all the same, so I'm not doing that. So what I thought as well, what have I done with that? Yeah, here it is. I've got this ribbon with bees on, and on here I thought, I'm not going to go over that bit, but I thought just above that I could put a row of bees, and that would be a little tuck for the smaller items. So that's what I'm going to do, and I want them sitting like that. So I'm just going to take a bit off here. Right. And get that just a little bit nicer. That's, again. Oh, these scissors are terrible. Now I've cut off too much. I'll have to use that little Mr. B somewhere else. Right, let's get rid of the edge. Why can't I get cut like that the first time? Right, so that's our poor little forsaken bee over there, but this one is going to do just fine. And yeah, let's try and get a straight cut this time. Yes, so do I need to take any more off? No, that will probably sit fine, I reckon. Let's see. Once it's stretched out. Yeah. And we'll be able to tuck in there, so that looks cool. I'm just going to go around the edges of our pocket and just above our torn crinkly bottom and up the sides, because we've both got some smaller items of ephemera. I think I have. Or am I thinking of another kit I'm working on? I know that Amy definitely has. But yeah, I might have one or two. Oh yeah, of course I have. I've got the cigarette cards, haven't I? Some of them can tuck in there. So now we've got a little tucky pocket. So I'm going to just pop that to one side and grab a bit of this. And I'm just going to back a few items. Let's see, a couple of them, and that don't need backing, that's an envelope, that one, and then yeah, we'll back the others on something else. So now we want our sticky glue. Oh, and I've got that to stick somewhere, haven't I? Maybe on a pocket somewhere. So, or something else, we'll have a think about that. But yeah, there's no markings on the other side. I'm just gonna stick a couple of things on here, and then we can back other ones with something else. I didn't want them all to be the same. Oh, Amy's tickets, I'll stick them on here. I haven't cut them out properly yet, but that's no problem. I'll just cut them out after. And there are 3 tickets, but when I was cutting in a long straight line, the other one is separate to that. But I'll just do them 2 now. And right, checking where I haven't glued. Yeah, oh. Yeah, that could do with a bit more trim. There's that line. But I can do that right on here, which is cool. So, oh, there. And we've got one of these larger tags. And so, I've got plenty cut out, much more than I'll need for this little notebook. But, I've got a couple of other notebooks I'm working on, like the one I showed you a little while ago. So, right, just get that adhered nicely up to the edges. There seems to be no glue under there. Oh, that's it, the light. I'm just knocked the light and switched it down a notch, but I like it when it's brighter. And that one, right. So I've got, oh, and I've also got my words all in here, and some little bits. This was some of the smaller things. I've already backed those the other day. They're from Amy's what's it called kit, Dioro, and this was a different shape. It was like those, but I cut it out like that as like a little tag. So that is that. I've got them little bits that I'd forgot. This thing next to me, my little my little tray is piled high with bits. So I need to look in that and see what we've got. But I'm just going to cut all these out and I'll be right back. Oh, I just had to stop again for the door. I really do apologise. But yeah, I took that time while they was on the doorstep to ink these little bits. I haven't done these. So yeah, quickly do that. And yeah, they can go in here, this little tuck that we just made. And yeah, I think they're really lovely. Like I said, these are from the Dioro one kit, and these tickets are from the Amy's Bee Journal kit. And so there they are. Right, hang on. We'll go like that, and then like that. There they are. And I'll put this one over here. I'll probably use that in another one. I might put one of the tickets over there as well. We'll have those there like that. Right, and I think I'll save that for another one. Although I can always print it out again. And I might put one of my smaller bits in the I could even tuck that in that pocket. And I'm not going to back this one. I will most of them, but they are on like a thicker paper, like a thin cardstock really, or just a thicker paper. Whatever, I can't remember what I printed it out on, but yeah, it's like a thicker paper. So I'll tuck that in there like that, and then in the front pocket, I've inked around this as well while I was waiting for the door to be reclosed. So yeah, at least I was using the time while the boys was on the doorstep. Oh, and I'm going to go with this lovely yellow, what I used down there, to use as our tie. And yeah, I might even put a little bit of black hanging. Oh no, I think I'll use a bit of that black banana yarn on the next tag. So we've got that bit. Right. That bit in there. Use that smaller one. Also one of Amy's. But I'll back these because they haven't been done yet. So I'm just going to do this on here just for time. Get that position there. And then we're going to glue right over where we've just done the glue stick. That's it. Cool. Oh, I need to come a bit over. Right, more like there. Yeah, that's it. Oh, sorry, all the clunky noise. And I'm going to do this one, and then we'll pop a few bits of those as well. I'll just, yeah, fill this with bits and bobs to cut out. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm just going to fill this now with bits and bobs and cut them out and be right back. Right, so I've backed some more with the coffee dyed paper, and I took the time and backed some more. There's more than that. Yeah, with Amy's green paper. So I'm good to go with some ephemera and everything. Some bits I will just put in as is, like, but I'm thinking of doing something on that tag, but that I'm just going to tuck right in. And then we've got a couple of tags. We've got one of Amy's, or might have the bees and honey. Yeah, this one, I'm not sure. I'm going to have the bees and honey though, and you can put a cigarette card there as well with the bee on. And right, that end isn't fully stuck. So yeah, I was just talking to my mum. My mum phoned, right, and her friend had rung her to warn her, right. We've got a system now coming in it's coming in the UK now called track and trace, right. So if you get coronavirus, you tell your I don't know, your local health authority, your doctor, I don't know, Uncle Tom Cobley, who knows who you tell, right? Well, you tell that everyone that you've been in contact with, right, over the last, I don't know how many weeks or whatnot. I don't know all the rules, but you tell, and then they ring everyone who's been in contact with you, and they ask them to self-isolate. And that's all I know. I don't know if they ask you, I don't know if they ask you to have a test as well. I thought it was just they asked you to isolate. But anyway, my mum's friend rang her to say she got a phone call from scammers. They said you've been in touch with somebody who's got things, and so she was all like, right, and a bit worried, oh, what have I got to do? And they said, well, you need to come in for a test. So she said, all right. They said, yeah, but it costs £500. She said, the NHS are doing our tests, and put the phone down. But, and it just awful when it don't matter what the situation is, what time in the world it is, what century and what year, someone, somewhere, will see a situation and think, I could have a little earner off of that. Do you know what I mean? And isn't that terrible? I just think it's really terrible. But there are people like that in the world, obviously, because you get these scammers here, there and everywhere. There was one going around recently that my mum's next door neighbour actually did fall for, and they rung my mum as well. And when they rung my mum, the same scammers, my mum told the police, because what it was, they rung up and said, you owe the tax man £5,000. This is the Inland Revenue, and we've gone through our records, and like the lady's a pensioner, and your pension hasn't been being taxed, and nor as was your earnings at your last job. So you owe us all these thousands of pounds, right? Well, she went to the bank to draw it out, because like she was told she had to do this money transfer thing, and so I think she was drawing it from her savings to go in her normal account, and the bank teller asked her what it was for, because they know old people are especially preyed upon. And when she said, the bank teller said there's no way that the Inland Revenue would have asked you to do that. They would never have phoned you anyway. You'd have it in writing and all of that. And yeah, that was a scam. And yeah, her neighbour had fell for it and nearly parted with the money. But it was only for the keen like sort of being on the ball of the bank teller. But I know that they are supposed to ask older people, well, anyone really, if you like moving a big amount of money, because there are so many scammers about. But when they rang my mum rang the police, and they said they must be working through different areas or something, because I don't know how they get your phone number. My mum's ex-directory, she's never been in the phone book, she's always paid to be ex-directory, so I don't know how they get your number. But I think they must buy mobile numbers or something, or buy details, because I know there's companies that do that as well, sell people's details. But yeah, such shifty people about. It's terrible. But that's the way of the world for some people, isn't it? But I believe that, well, I hope they'll get their comeuppance eventually. They'll either get caught or like get scammed themselves, you know, or something, you know. I just hope that what goes around comes around, because that's horrible that they prey, especially on the elderly and the vulnerable. But they do, the young fall for it as well sometimes, if they've had calls from different things or gave their bank details over the phone. But yeah, it's just so easy for people these days. I think with technology is a brilliant thing. I wouldn't be able to be sitting here doing this without it, would I? I want some trim along here. I might, right, where's that other bit I cut off? Because I might twiddle these together. Because look, I love how it goes like sort of fat and thin, like a bumblebee body. So let's not do it on here. So remove our book and just go along the edge here, doing a bit of a twiddle round. Oh, like that, like it going loose like that. I don't want it too tightly twiddled like that. No, I prefer it like that. I would like to have that curly bit. Let's come down just slightly and twiddle again. And oh, go around. Let's see. Kind of like that. I'm not happy yet though. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. So that bit's going straight and the other bit is twiddled around it. Yep. A perfect twiddle, girls. And that's going to go along here near our lovely bee. And I think it's a given that everyone likes bees, don't they? We all love them. And I know there are like a load of like bee kits and bee ephemera and whatnot out there. But yeah, I just think it's really nice. Like me and Amy did it at the exact same time, because we're so like, we think along the same lines a lot. But yeah, we I think it's really nice to put like bits from one and bits of another, you know. Yeah, mixing them all about. I really like that. Oh, I've got a bit of the yellow stuck on. It's stuck on my finger, it won't come off. Right. Yeah, I think that's quite cute. I'm going to fray that a bit. That's it. I wonder if I can fray the top a little bit. Yep. And I better put a bit of glue under it, because now I've frayed it. Right. I want a bit of glue there to hold that. No, that seems like it's going to be fine. I'll just put a bit going across so the flare, the fraying rather, won't travel upwards. So I won't be tucking that in anywhere at the moment, because that bit of glue there, I want it to dry and then go invisible. So, right, did I want to do something with this? I'm not too sure. What I think, right, because we've got quite a lot done now, haven't we? I've got, oh, I might put that in back here. And some of these that I've already inked around. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day now, because I have no idea how long I've been filming because of all the stops and starts. I've got the handy dandy timers now and clocks right in front of me on my lamps, but I can't, every time when I stop and start, I don't remember to look and then calculate. So I have no idea how long I've been filming. So I do apologise if this video is like 10 hours long. I really do. But yeah, I'm just popping bits in and that now, and yeah, I think we're pretty much done. So thank you very much for watching and sticking around while it's been a bit disjointed today, more than usual, you know, but yeah, it's been like Piccadilly Circus today. So I'm hoping now it's a bit later on I'll have a bit of quiet. So I'll be back with something else very soon. I think my next video is a design team for BB Craft, because my flowers should be dry in, let me reach for it. Oh, I've not the light. My little flower press. I've got flowers in here that I walked around gathering like a mad woman. Wild flowers. I walked around my estate, like where I live, and picking little wild flowers. And I put them in here. So they should be ready for tomorrow's project with putting them in lockets and that. So I'll be back soon with that. I love you all loads. Thanks for watching. Yeah, if you do want the bee kit, it's in my Etsy shop. If you want this bee page, it's on my coffee page. Everything is linked below. And I'll also link Amy with her gorgeous kit as well. And yeah, see you very soon. Love you loads. Bye for now.